Hi, you guys. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so glad you took time for yourself to do something fun. We are going to be making this cute little pop-up box today with lots of inked flowers. It's fun. It's easy to put together. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how you can win this for your very own. You can keep it. You can send it to a friend. It folds down perfectly for mailing. So come back and we'll play. All right, let's get started with our floral pop-up box, perfect for summer. So I'm using a die cut and pre-scored pop-up box. It is from hot off the press. There comes 5 in a package with the envelopes, the acetate, and the little crossbars right there. It's available at Paper Wishes. I'm gonna put all the links down below the video so you can find these things. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and we're going to, these are already scored, so we're gonna go ahead and use our bone folder to make sure those folds are nice and crisp. Now there is one fold that we do not want to make, and that is this one. This is going to be in the back, so there is no fold right here, okay? The rest of these are gonna get folded back this way. Turn those over. All right, now to assemble this, we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of extra sticky tape right here, and we're gonna attach that. So here we go. I like to put that tape right up next to the fold. If you put it in the middle or you put it on the other side, you're gonna have a gap where it's going to pull away. And that would just be a bummer. All right, now to take this extra sticky tape up, I like to use just a little pokey tool. You grab onto that and just pull. Move my garbage can closer to me. All right, and now we're just going to take this and we're going to align this right next to the fold. There we go. So our box is assembled. That looks awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and cover the flaps and the base with our beautiful paper. And I am using Sunflowers 6x6 patterned cardstock, also from hot off the press, available at Paper Wishes. And you might be hearing my little puppy. He is not happy with the construction going on next door. Here are those beautiful papers that are we are going to be using today on our pop-up box, which I think are so gorgeous. And we're going to be putting some on the flaps and the base and the back. So let's get started with that. Let's do the base first. So this one right here, I used 2 of this sheet. Now fortunately there's multiples in the pack, so I'm just cutting apart the base here like this. These squares, there's a nice little pattern on the back as well as full instructions of the pop-up box. And this is the pattern. It measures 2 3/4 by 2 7/8. Okay, so I've gone ahead and just pre-cut all of these. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little roasted coffee, because I love to do my inking. We're going to take a little roasted coffee and we're just going to use the surface. We're just going to be inking these edges just quickly. So you guys, I'm really interested in what kind of card making you are interested in, and would love for you to leave a comment and let me know. Are there techniques that you're interested in? Absolutely want to know. There we go. All right, so now that is done, we're going to take these and glue them just around the base here, because I think that's going to look so sweet, peeking out from underneath the flaps, this really sweet little border. And I'm going to be using Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. And I just don't use a lot of glue on my projects. I figure just a little bit on each corner, one in the center, and it is not going to go anywhere. There we go. We're just going to do this all around the sides. And they just fit so nicely and leave that nice little border. People ask me why I think inking is important to do on a paper edge. And I think it just sort of frames everything. And it could give it sort of an antiqued look, or it could give it a distressed look, depending on what you're doing. And it's just, it's like why you put a frame around a photo. And it makes everything look finished and really put together. So I think it's an important step when paper crafting. I don't do it 100% of the time, but I don't know, probably 90%. All right, so there we've got our base finished. I just love those sunflowers just reaching up. All right, now we're going to use this paper. We're just going to use one of these, and we're going to take advantage of these little motifs in the corner here. So I've cut those apart to feature those. We're going to just run that ink on there again. What do you think? Do you guys like inking your papers, or are you just firmly against it? Okay. And I dropped one over here. There we go. You hear any noise in the background? Today is my filming day, and our neighbors decided it was a good day to do some construction. So we're just gonna move forward. That one's going to look great right on the front. All right. And then there is some script writing on here, so I like to kind of make sure it's going in the right direction. We're not upside down. So here we are. Ooh. And then this one, right there. There we go. All right. Okay, so now we have this backdrop piece right here. We're not actually going to use this piece. We'll save that for later. And I'm just going to take a piece that is just a solid wood that is from the top part of this paper. Use every bit, right? And we're going to, oh, I forgot to ink it. Okay, we're just going to be very careful as we do that. I think my ink pad is not doing well. I think I grabbed my old one that is chewed up. I never like to get rid of ink pads because they all have a use. If you want sort of a dry feathered edge when you're inking, it's so nice to have. All right, and then on the back right here, we can always take this piece right here that we didn't use on our flaps, and we can add that. Just so everything looks finished. Okay, and now we're going to add the little crossbar pieces that we're going to be using to assemble everything. So here is, there's two little crossbars and they're already scored, so we're just going to fold those. And then once again, we're putting adhesive, get the adhesive close to the fold so that that's what's really adhering. You don't want it pulling away from your box. All right, now when placing these, you're gonna put them, so it looks like a little table. The table legs are gonna go right up against the front of the box. And then this is even with the top edge. So I'm just gonna touch that, secure that. And the same with the back. You want your glue on that fold, and we're going to put those right there. All right. And that's just going to set up. Now we get to do the fun part. We get to do, well, this is all fun, but we get to play with flowers. So fun. So the flowers that we're using are Graphic 45, and these are shades of yellow and orange. There's just a whole bunch of them in this pack. And they're just solid colors with a little bit of texture. Well, it's not really a physical texture, just sort of a little sponged texture on them. And I love playing with these flowers, you guys. There is so much that you can do with them. So we're going to start off by inking and layering. So For inking, I like using the red brick and the canary yellow, and the leaves may get a little evergreen, we'll see. And then we're going to be layering them with a little bit of foam tape, and I have my wheel of foam tape here. And what I do with that is I'm just going to cut off an amount like that. And then this is 1/2 inch wide foam tape, and to kind of stretch it, make that go a little further, I like to just cut it right up the center, but not all the way to the end, because then the end sort of keeps everything together. And I sort of stick it on something on my desk, and then I just chop off little bits of it as we go. All right, so let's start inking. So I'm going to start with the canary yellow on the yellow pieces. There's sort of 2 shades of yellow, a little bit darker sponge and then a lighter sponge. We're going to go with the darker shade. And the yellow on the darker shade is going to be just pretty subtle, but you can definitely see that. And just going to some of these are sort of a parchmenty color, they're not quite yellow. Here we go. We're going to mix that up. Some of these will have the lighter side. One thing I love about sunflowers is they are a summer flower, but they sort of bridge into fall, don't they? We see a lot of fall decor with sunflowers, and I think that just gives them a lot more longevity as far as crafting and decorating, because you can put them up in August and they're going to take you through September, and I think you can probably even squeeze it in there until October with some of your pumpkins. Okay, and we'll stop right there for now on that color. Oops, I've got one more. All right, let's go to the brick red. Now I wanted a lot of contrast on these orange flowers, so we're going a little darker. There we go. And I want to tell you guys, I'm just finishing up sort of redoing my craft space, my studio here at home. And when it's done, we'll do, I don't know, do some videos on what I did and organization and the furniture that I did, and then do sort of a reveal video. So be looking for that one. All right, I think we're good. Now we're going to just sort of move these butterflies out of the way. And then we've got some leaves. And I don't want to do quite as much inking on these. Sometimes I just like to do one side of them, sort of like where the shade or the shadow might be hitting them. All right. These have still got their little centers in them. All right, we're already almost ready to assemble. Okay. Yay. All right, let's kind of move these over a little bit. All right, so I like to start with the leaves. Of course, this is the one leaf that I did not get ink on. Oh no, well, there goes that leaf. All right. An inking mishap is bound to happen at some point. All right, so you can see I'm gluing these towards the top of the brackets, and they can go in the front of the bracket or behind the bracket. I like to put them in the front because when you're looking at this, it'll sort of fill in this area. Just putting a little bit of glue on that stem part. I'll Once again, not using a lot of glue. I find that when I go out and I teach classes and things to people, a lot of people new to paper crafting, they tend to use too much glue. They're really going to town on the glue. And it's kind of hard to convince them. You just don't need to. It just causes things to slip and slide a lot. There we go. All right, I think we'll stop on the leaves and we'll start assembling. Well, no, let's put one more leaf on the front. There we go. All right, see that? Are we getting my vibe there? Okay, so now we're gonna start assembling some flowers. Now, these could be easily mixed with the orange with the yellow, but I'm gonna do yellow flowers and then orange flowers. And we're gonna take some foam tape. Sort of, I love to give a little bit of dimension, and you just need a tiny little bit of foam tape as well. There we go. Sort of putting it on the larger flowers. Like that. Oop, good to take the backing off, Lene. Come on. You'll notice when I'm assembling my flowers, I'm sort of offsetting these petals, so they're not lining up perfectly. This one, I didn't quite follow that advice. All right. And we're going to take the smaller one, put it here, offset. And with this larger one, I'm going to put that there. And I think kind of mix it. I think I'll put this one on here. Do some more yellow. I love this piece. It's like a sunburst. There we go. And do this one right there. Take the backing off, Lene. There we go. We'll see what we're going to do with those pieces. I think just this last one here. And I may not use all of these flowers. I may use some of them or all of them. Let's see, what do we want to do on these smaller ones here? A little bit more yellow. Well, let's do orange, I guess. Let's just turn it over. I need to turn my ink pads right side up so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. What is that expression my mom always said? Do as I say, not as I do. All right, now we get to sort of add these really cool ones that have really interesting centers to them. And for these, we're just gonna add a little bit of glue. Just like that. Putting kind of ink on one side of these just to add a little variation. I think the layering of the flowers part is so much fun. Put that one there. do this one here. Let's grab another little piece of foam tape. I have a feeling I'm going to need some more of these smaller size flowers here. There we go. Okay, so we're getting there. I think this one we're going to do a little bit of orange on. Or rather, this one's actually red, isn't it? Oh, that would be my dog. He's hearing the construction. I went and gave him a little bone, and now he's very happy. In fact, you might hear him gnawing on the little bone. Let's see, where are we? We need another yellow center here. There we go. And I think one right on this small one. All right. So while those are drying, let's talk about some acetate. So this package of pop-up boxes comes with some acetate, and you're just going to cut it into strips, just probably 3/4 of an inch wide. And then you can cut them in half for shorter pieces. And what we're going to do is take these smaller flowers and glue them to that, just like that, and that'll give them a little bit of movement. So I'm going to do that right now and let that dry. There we go. And I like to give it kind of a longer stem of that acetate. We're just going to leave that like that. All right, so while that is happening, oh, I see one I forgot to glue something to. There we go. All right, so now we can start gluing, just putting some glue on these petals, and then we're going to be gluing where the petals attach just to those leaves and to those little cross brackets. Let's do this one. Sometimes you just have to pick one that feels right. We're going to put glue just on that one, and we're going to put that one up here, touching that glued petal to the bracket. And then we've got this one. This one I think we're going to put on a little bit of a longer stem of, I call them stems because they're really lifting everything up. Just a longer stem of acetate. We're going to let that one glue, and we're going to glue that one kind of standing up. Now your box is going to fold down. Wow, my thing's coming off here. Your box is going to fold flat like that for mailing. So you want to kind of keep things just about in the perimeter right here. So when it's closed, this is your workspace right within here. If you go outside of that, it's not going to fit into your envelope. All right, let's see. How about we put one back here? I think we'll do this one at the back because we kind of want some going up. That, and that's where we're going to put another leaf there. Another one right here. See where we're going? Just like that. All right, and now we've got our little pieces here. They've got our acetate on them. one's gonna go kind of right behind those leaves, just like that. Not enough glue. There we go. See how that's looking? All right, and here's this one with this long piece of acetate. This one I'm going to glue on the front, just like that. See how that one's going to kind of move around a little bit? And we're going to put this flower sort of down below it. Here we're going. Yep, it's coming together. And then we've got our last pieces here. I think I'm feeling good about it. And then we can put a little butterfly here. Okay, I can just save those for another project. Or, you know, hey, we could put them on our box like this. So let's talk about some butterflies. And we've got another couple leaves here. Sort of fill in. I think I put the glue on the wrong side, but I think I'm gonna put one right there. My hands have too much glue on them. There we go. All right, so that's how our box is shaping up. Now we have some really beautiful butterflies. You can put some here. Let's get that yellow on our butterfly. So our box, our summer box, it's really shaping up. This one just wanted to fall right off. There we go. And we've got some smaller butterflies here. Put a little dash of red on them. Oh, there's Oscar again. All right, so I think we are good. We've got our last little butterfly to put right up here. Attaching that there. And now we can add a little greeting that we can cut out. Right here, you brighten my days. I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border, just like that. And I want to remind you guys that it would just be so great if you want to support my channel, if you could subscribe, tell a friend about it. It would just be really, really great. And at the end of this, I had promised you that I would let you know how to win this card. So if you subscribe and if you leave a comment and you hit that notification bell, that I am going to choose somebody at random and I'm going to send this box to you. You could either keep it as a card, or you could use it as inspiration, or you could send it to a friend. So yeah, consider subscribing, telling a friend. Definitely hit that notification bell at the top, because we're going to do these once a week and I don't want you to miss anything. So definitely hit that notification bell. There we go. That one, a little butterfly in the back there. Okay, so you guys, now we've got our little greeting on here. It's all going to fold down nicely. I don't want to squish too hard. And then it's going to fit in this envelope, perfect for storing or for mailing to a friend. So yeah, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell a friend, and yeah, and I will definitely pick somebody at random and send this box to you guys. So thanks for joining me today. Look for the next video to come up, and I'll see you next time.